Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we are on our weekly nursery tour. We have got some fun things to show you as the entire Unique Stone order has finally arrived. It is all unboxed, it is all unpacked, organized, labeled, and so we are excited to share that with you. Now, if you had a special order with us from Unique Stone, you will be getting contacted in the next 1 to 2 days, letting you know that your pieces are here. But the entire order has arrived, so you can come on down and pick up your items. If you did not have a special item ordered, but you would still like to shop it, we have got tons of really fun, gorgeous pieces that are available for sale, all the way from little tiny things all the way up to some big, huge things. So we will show you that in just a second. Here we are standing in front of the greenhouse. Wanted to give you an update on the Easy-Scape, the deer resistant one. Man, this bed is just doing great. These hibiscus and the Cheyenne sky grasses are loving life and are just growing and doing really well. When we get rain, which we've had some consistent rain here in the last couple of days, they are loving that, and then any kind of water that may come off from when we're watering the plants on the outside. These evening roses have doubled, tripled, I would say probably tripled in size since we planted them, and they are doing great. I do love that really dark bloom on this one, really fun. So if you're still interested in any of the summerifics, we have got them. Of course, here we are, you know, middle end of August and going on through. We're really about to hit our second prime time as far as planting. You know, the fall, especially here in the South, is an absolutely fantastic time to plant your big trees, shrubs, and your perennials. So if you've got some plans, let's get started to talk about it and get some things worked out so that we can get you a fantastic garden. Speaking of fantastic gardens, I wanted to show you kind of an overview of what's going on in here in the greenhouse. It is starting to get empty. We are starting to have holes in here. The caladiums, y'all took us up on our offer. We still have a pretty good little selection of some really nice ones. It's not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just that these are ones that we have left. This hot to trot, I love the hot to trot. It is sun or shade. Really nice, lots of red color in here. Hey Jared, can you come in here? Lots of deep red with that really pretty green edging on it, and it really is a heart-shaped leaf on it. Fantastic. So hot to trot, and then the raspberry moon, lots of different colors. So if you're interested in caladiums, they are still available, as are the lantanas. Now the Coleuses, I was really impressed with how well they are doing. A couple weeks ago, Jerry asked if he could trim them, and I said, sure. I didn't know he was going to take the hedge trimmers to them and whack them. He did a pretty good number on them, but that's the great thing about Coleuses is look how much they have flushed back out. These are fantastic to start prepping for your new fall containers. Use these Coleuses because it's not going to get cold here for quite a while. These will give you gorgeous fall color. We've got Wicked Witch, Wicked Hot. This is another Wicked Hot, Apple Brandy, really fun. And then this is a really cute one. This is La Freak, has a little bit of a smaller leaf on it. And then one of my favorites, especially for fall, is Sedona Sunset, because it will change color depending on if it's in the sun, it's one color, if it's in the shade, it's another color, but they're either vibrant red or a nice orange. Really great. Now, we just did this today because we just finished organizing all of the Unique Stone items today. Look. Ta-da! I have had, this is the 2-tier fountain. I'll put the exact name up there because I just don't remember. It's the 2-tier fountain in here, and we have had this planned ever since we built the greenhouse. I am so excited that not only has it arrived, but we got it installed today. Our best buddy Josh is here with us, and so he looked at me. I told Jerry today, we were unloading and trying to get everything organized, and he looked at me and he was like, you want to put that fountain together today? And I was like, oh yes I do. So we came over here and with some other help, because that sucker is heavy. Got it all set up, but really happy with it. It's doing great. So anyway, fountain will be here, lots of fun. And I did get one for the house too. So that will be installed later. We'll just say later. I don't have an exact timeline on that. So we're gonna walk through and come out here. So all of our specials are still going on with the annuals. The hanging baskets are $20. There are this is the Picasso in purple right here. Really fun, kind of that purpley magenta with that lime green edging. And these things are huge. So if your hanging baskets are sad looking and they need a little extra love, we've got them here for $20. And we have all of our annuals are still on sale. So the grande size containers are buy one, get one free. And then the gallons are $5. So come on out. I was just looking at one of my containers last night, I think it was. And then I saw today's Coleuses and I was like, man, I think I might have to do a little rearranging and replanting and have some fun with some new annuals. Of course, we've got perennials. Like I said, we're coming into this is going to be the perfect time to do some great perennials. This is the cranberry cocktail, the fruit punch cranberry cocktail dianthus. Has that perfect carnation bloom on it, really hot pink on it. And these are huge, magnificent plants. So there's that, and then there's classic coral, which is more like a peachy coral color. But everything is nice and lush. We have been very blessed with some cooler temperatures, a little bit more consistent rain, cloud cover. Look at this Newly Noir in a container. That thing is huge. So this is where you can't, not that you have to plan for fall, but this can take us into fall super easy. If we wanted to switch it out and do like put a mum in this container, do something else with some pansies and violas, this will last us all the way up to our first freeze, which for us could be November-ish sometime. So doing really well, and give you an update on the new and improved Rockin' Deep Purple Salvia from Proven Winners. The Rockin' Deep Purple is not new. This is the improved version though. It's tighter, it's more compact, it doesn't get as leggy, and man, these things are just rockin' life, no pun intended, but doing great. My hummingbirds love this plant, as do all of my pollinators, because they can get in there with those beautiful blooms and get on that sweet nectar. So they are doing fantastic. Coming on across to the pines, everything's doing great. If you're talking about adding in some hostas and ferns and hydrangeas to your garden, like if you want to do that, the fall is great because those are cool weather loving plants. And if you plant them in the fall, for us, anywhere from like October to November, then they've got time for their roots to get established and grow all throughout the winter. Come springtime, man, they will flush out and do wonderful. I was just helping some folks yesterday, and it was so cute. She came to me and she was like, okay, I've got a real problem area I need you to help me with. She said, it's shade and very wet. And I was like, okay. And she said, you're not stumped at all? I was like, no, I've got the perfect plants for you. So we got them a great landscape. So whatever your conditions are, we can work with it. If you're not familiar with one of the things that I told them about was the ostrich fern. Ostrich ferns are a wonderful perennial that they naturalize. So they will spread, fill in an area. They get to be about 3 feet or so, just absolutely stunning. So this is a great one for the shade. The more damp it is, the more happy they are, and they just spread. Very cold hardy. I don't have the tag straight in front of me to tell me exactly what their zones are, but ostrich ferns are a great classic fern that do really well in the shade. And then if you're looking for a pop of color, look at this. Look at this hosta. Is this not that nice pop? Again, here we go. That one was missing its tag. I got it right here. This is stained glass. Stained glass has that lime chartreuse center with that dark green edging. Really nice. It'll only be like 15 inches tall, so it's kind of in that perfect size for that middle of your bed, but it'll get nice and wide. Of course, hostas, as a general rule, are extremely cold hardy, right? It's that classic shade garden, really from like zones 3 to 9. Wonderful plants, and they come in all sorts of colors. So you can have, you know, green ones, blue ones, chartreuse ones, little tiny leaves, little big leaves, all sorts of things that we have not only at our garden center, but other garden centers as well. So if you are not local, then we really encourage you to check out your local garden center, because this is the time, y'all. We're going in. It's a great time to start planting those gardens, especially if you've been thinking of some bigger projects to do. Now, we have arrived down here into unique stone land. This is definitely our largest order of unique stone that we have ever received. If you were coming to visit us here at the nursery, just some general housekeeping things to keep in mind. Anything that is on this side of the orange cones and has a tag, and there's not a person's name on it and it doesn't say sold, then it is available. Those of you sweet folks who did special orders, all of your items are behind the orange cones and the green tape. My Emily had the most fun, you know, sectioning off your items. So they are all over here. You will see that everybody has a tag. Everybody has been named. We have grouped your items together. So just know that your items are being held safe and sound until you get here. What I want to do is just kind of run through overall, just to give you an idea of what we have in stock. And we're just going to talk about the things that are available for sale right now. Lots of different urns and planters, and we did do a variety of colors. So we've got these beautiful, like the French lattice urns. This is called the Georgian terrace urn. This is the same urn that I have outside of our garage, and I have it on a pedestal because I needed to raise it up a little bit. But the detail on this urn is just really nice. I mean, all of their stuff, that's the thing about Unique Stone, is that the detail is just fantastic. All of Unique Stone's containers, if it is meant to be a planter, it has a drain hole, and they can stay out year-round. This is the Grecian relief planter. It is called a relief planter because the carving comes out instead of being carved in. Nice soil reservoir on that one. And then the Dragonfly Urn. This is part of the Biltmore series. I thought that was just really cute to have that little nice detail of the dragonfly on the side of that urn. And again, it will hold lots of soil, so you have lots of options to use different plants in there. And then by far, one of our absolute most popular items is the Charleston Basketball. So we have it in four different finishes, 4 or 5, I can't remember now, I can't even count. So it's the aged stone, the ancient age, then there's dark walnut, and there's light walnut that we have available for this one. Has a great drain hole. The top does not come apart. So it is one piece and they are stuck together. Somebody asked me yesterday if the top came off. It does not. So it is one piece, goes together, really, really fun. One of my favorite ones that's kind of new is, this is super nice. I don't have this in my garden yet. This is the Toadstool. So it is meant to be a stool, a bench, a seat, but it's called the Toadstool. It's got mushrooms down here. It's got leaves printed in. It feels really good on your hiney, I will say that. So it is a very comfortable spot. So if you've got a small little area in your garden that you want to have a little seat, you don't have room for a whole bench, then the Toadstool is absolutely perfect, very comfortable, and I just like the little bit of whimsy that it brings to the garden. Is really nice. We have, this is like some bird baths. We did a good little number of bird baths. This is the short Italian bird bath in 2 different colors. So we have the ancient age and then the light walnut. Really nice. It still brings it up. It will hold a good amount of water for your birds. The birds love their bird baths. I've got a couple throughout our house and the property here at the nursery, and they just go to them all the time. More containers. Augustus urn is a nice little bit of a little height to it, so you can do that. We've got the short egg urn, which is really neat. They are eggs on there, but it doesn't really look like an egg. I know that's kind of a weird, maybe a weird thing, but that's a good one. And then I really like this, the square, let's see if I can get it right, the square armillary planter. I want to say this is part of the Charleston collection. I like containers that are not always round. I like having different kind of shapes, whether it's a square or a rectangle, a trough, what have you. I think it brings a different dimension to your garden, and so these are really nice. We have it in the age stone, and this is ancient age, so we've got those as well. Speaking of troughs, lots of different troughs here. This is the Norwich Planter. The Norwich Planter is what I did that fall collection in over there in the patio. So we've got it both in the ancient age and the age stone, which is a beautiful, I really like it in the age stone. I think it's a really nice feature. And then of course, I think you can see all of our little sassy frogs. So we have all the sassy frogs, and then this one is a new one for us. This is frog with fly. It's a big, huge, like toad, and then he has a fly on his nose. But clearly he's very happy because he has a nice big smile on his face for sure. This rope and weave, these are planters. It's the same design on all of them, but they just come in different sizes. My mom had gotten this exact same design, a different color, but she did different sizes too and grouped them together. So this makes a great collection if you want to put, say, a big huge hosta or hydrangea and, you know, something different here and then an annual in the bottom one. So they all tie in together really, really nicely. But you can make a nice collection with them for sure. Then we have the Rustica Urn, which is just very simple. There's no design on it, but it has that rustic, rough feel to it. And then I do like these troughs. These are really nice. It's the dark walnut and the light walnut. This is the Art Deco, something like that. I don't have the name written down on it. Yes, I do, right here. Rectangular Deco Planter. And these will just be great troughs to do lots of fun different plantings in there for sure. Mushrooms, we've got shroomies galore. You need a shroomie, we got shroomies. So all sorts of fun shroomies, all the different kinds of ages. We do sell them as a set. So we're not going to sell them individually, we sell them as a set. So we've got plenty of those. We've got our sweet little bashful betties. We've got bashful betties. We've got a fox. So the fox is new for us. We brought in some little wildlife. And then of course, we've got more toadstools here. Some other new fun things that we have are the geckos. So I had ordered a bunch of these cute little geckos. Mama and I snatched up the first two that arrived, as you remember when we were doing the pitcher plants. But here you have this cute little garden gecko, really sweet, cute little smile on his face, and he's holding a watering can. So this is great, along with some owls. So we've got Hootie and Harry the owl, and I never can remember which one is which. But there you go. There's the, I don't know. My Emily can remember the difference, I cannot. And then pineapples galore. We've got the pineapple with rope because it has a rope at the bottom. These are the ones that I have going off of our patio, those steps. So I have got these. Those are fantastic. And then we have the estate pineapple, which is kind of the short, squatty pineapple as well. Lots of garden gnomes, because these are so popular. Forest gnome. I think it's called the forest gnome. Really popular in multiple different colors. I've got the ancient age, the age stone, light walnut, dark walnut. Those are available. And then I have one fox left over. This is the Derby fox. So we have one of those left over, and we did a couple of plaques this year. So this is part of the Charleston collection. This is the Meeting Street pineapple plaque. If you're familiar with Charleston at all, one of the most famous streets in Charleston is Meeting Street. Pineapples are a sign of hospitality, so that is a connection here, and they do come with a hook, so if you want to hang it somewhere, you totally can do that very easily, as they have provided that hook for you. So there we go on that. And then we do have I only have two left, or one of each is the Hummingbird Planters. So I have the rectangular Hummingbird Planter and the square one. Those things are so popular that they just fly out of here. The one too that is new for us this year that I haven't told you about yet is the Ashley River Angel. All right, one of the things, in case you didn't know about Unique Stone, is that their specialty is historic replicas. So they will either take something of history and be inspired by it by a lot of like their Biltmore pieces. They will have inspiration for different pieces based on the architecture of Biltmore. Others are exact replicas of pieces that they have found throughout their journeys and their travels. I tell you, it's a working nursery. We got machinery everywhere around here. But one of those exact replicas that I just find is a really interesting and neat story is the Ashley River Angel. And that's who I have right here. There's two of them here. I have another one off to the side. But the Ashley River Angel, again in Charleston, the Ashley River runs right through Charleston. But during the Civil War, when the North came through Charleston and they plundered and pillaged and burned Charleston, basically, some of the soldiers took this statue that was on a house there in Charleston, took the statue and threw it into the Ashley River. I don't know how many years ago it was, 20, 30, 40 years ago, I don't know. There were some divers in the Ashley River and they found this statue. When they found her and brought her up, one of her arms had been broken off, so she is missing this arm because it is broken. And then on her back, her wings were broken because this was an angel, and so she had wings. They were broken off. Unique Stone got that statue, and when they were redoing her, deciding to put her was one of their pieces, they decided to leave her exactly as she was, because that is the story and the history behind her. So if you come and you're like, why is this girl missing? Why is she missing an arm? That is why, because it is an exact replica of a piece of history in our country. So that is the Ashley River Angel. And then Jackson was helping put some stuff out, and he put these precious little turtles right here on the dry creek bed, which I thought was just the perfect placement for them. If this is not like an exact replica of a little box turtle that we have, is just fantastic. So all the little turtles are right here at the base of the dry creek bed. So if you are interested, we'd love to have you come shop. As a general rule, we do not ship Unique Stone because these pieces are heavy, and it is quite difficult to ship these for sure. So if you're interested, we would love to have you come by. Our summer hours right now are still Wednesday through Saturday, 8 to 1. So come on by. If you are looking to pick up a big piece, make sure you have a big vehicle. Trucks are great, so that way we can use the Bobcat to load them up for you, because again, these pieces are solid and they are heavy. But as always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.